Hey guys, I need a quick gift today. Well, I need it actually for tomorrow. So I decided I was going to make Christmas ornaments with watercolors. So I drew off some stockings. I went ahead and painted this one. I haven't painted in a while, and this was the watercolor paper that I have. Briar had given it to me. I think she got it at like Ross's, somewhere like that. And it's really thin and kind of rough, so I kind of wanted to know what it looked like. So I'm letting this dry so I can show you another technique that I am going to do when they finish drying. I do want to show you, you all know I love to tear, so I do want to show you how I tear. I've already torn all of these others because I wanted this to be quick. So I just fold it back and fold it again, and if you want to put a ruler on it, you can. It's no big deal. I just start tearing, or all you have to do is put a ruler on it and pull it either way. So that's the quickest and easiest way that I do my tearing. And on this one, I just tore the top and the bottom, and I left it kind of open because I'm going to put string through here, and I'm going to write Merry Christmas in here just because I want to, just to make it a little different. And so we're going to start with this one. Now, white, this looks like snow. So if you'll notice, to make it look like snow, you have to give it some sort of color in there. So I'm going to show you that first. Just going to wet my brush, and I'm going to go into a little bit of dark. Really don't care which dark it is. This happens to be blue. And I'm going to start on this edge, and I'm going to put a little touch there, a little touch there, a little touch there. And then I'm going to go in with straight water and just kind of moosh that around a little bit. Not really give it I don't want it to have color. And then, so I'm gonna, as you know, I like to leave my white spaces, and I can always go back into my white spaces. So I'm gonna make me a good puddle of red here. I'm gonna go in and clean my brush. I'm gonna avoid the little clam balls. I just drew these off from some that I saw before. And I'm going to go back in here and darken that just a little bit. I don't want it to be too airy. I want you to know it's red, but I also don't want it to overtake everything else in there. So, and then I'm going to come back under this other stripe here. Little water under this little stripe, and then I've got a stocking story to tell you all. Mama, this has been, y'all, my brother wasn't even married. This has been 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago. Mama decided she wanted us to make stockings. And the new thing was the felt. Do you remember when everybody had the felt stockings, and it had different objects on it? So she decided that's what she wanted me to make. So I cut out my stockings. I got them all glued together. Y'all know what glue was back in, oh gosh, this was back in the 60s. So y'all know about what that glue looked like. And I probably used Elmer's glue. I probably did. I probably used some Elmer's glue. But anyway, I got them all cut out. My brother was playing football at that point, so I cut out footballs out of felt. You know how you cut all those different shapes? Got them all glued on. Everything was done. I even cut my daddy out a shotgun. Mother was sewing. She had a needle and thread and all that stuff. Used those stockings for years. Well, when Bill married, we needed to have her a stocking. I like to never figured out what I could do for her. She is so talented. At that time, she was a sign language teacher, which I thought was the coolest thing. So I put a set of hands on there. Y'all, those hands were awful, but she was so gracious about it. But did any of you all ever go through that phase where you did the felt stockings? You could buy a kit. You know, kits were real popular there for a while doing those. My cousin did a bunch of those. But it was a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun. Okay, now I'm going to put green on my holly, and I'm just gonna, all I'm doing is putting an outline on it. I'm gonna make these green, so I'm gonna, while my brush is kind of wet, I don't want them completely covered. And no, I don't care if my red bleeds into it. Oh, Brenda, you got the wrong color. Let's go up. We'll go up here until that dries. That's going to have to dry before I can do anything there. And now I like to do my watercolor on an angle so I can have some runs and drips and spills. But this is so small. This is not going to be conducive to that. This one is not even going to be conducive to a lot of shading and shadowing. This is just a matter of putting the color down. I could have used watercolor pencils. I would have loved to, but mine are at Maymay's, so I don't have access to them. But I needed this, so I just wanted to go ahead and get it done. And if you see, I'm putting my color down, and then I'm rinsing my brush out, and I'm dragging that color around. Oh, I forgot to go back up there and finish let me see if it's still wet enough. Let me put a little of this green on it. There we go. Let's let that dry. Now I want the little puffs on the front. I think I'm going to make them a darker yellow, just simply because I want to. There's no reason not to, is there? So I just do I don't know why I always go to the left side and put my darker, and then I pull it, and I'm leaving some little highlight spots on it. Okay, that's looking nice. Nice. That's looking nice. So get my holly so you can recognize that it's holly. And we might just put a berry on there. Here we go. All right, that one's pretty much done. Let's see what color that is. Ah, that's the red right there that I want. I thought it was brown. So let's come up here with some of that red, and we'll just make this stocking more red. And we'll use that, oh, here we go. And we'll use that undercolor. We'll use it as our highlighting. Let me just darken it up some. Now, you have to do this for it to blend. You can do this wet. I mean, you can do it dry. I like a lot of bleeds, though. Mine is not solid at all. I use a lot of water. And I wanted, and I'm fortunate that this, oh, I'm getting that, I think I'm getting that too. That this orangey red is not dry. I couldn't think for a minute. There we go. That's looking pretty good. I'm not real happy with this one, but there we go. All right. Well, let's set that one aside and let it dry for a minute. This one's going to be dry, so I can show you what I'm gonna do. And I think that I want to make this red, because I think I want a blue stocking here. I think I'm going to make the stocking blue. And make this stocking blue. My brother's stocking was blue. And when he went to play for Auburn, we put orange on it. Now, I'm doing this almost like you would do color book. I really am. It's a very simple technique. I'm laying down my dark, laying it down, getting me some water, just touching it just enough so I can make it run. If I've got too much paint on my brush, I just take it off. There we go. Now I want a little dark up here, so I'm just touching it, and then I'm just touching where it's wet. I'm gonna fix that stripe. It didn't get in there good. Oh, it's not a stripe. It's just the whole, oh, the whole stocking. I drew it as a whole stocking. So I need to, it only had 2 stripes. I'm just getting my dark around. Watercolor is very therapeutic for me. It makes me pay attention. I think I want his little stocking here to be green. Isn't that cute? Oops, there was a whole big old drop. No panic, no panic, no panic. We're just gonna pick it up into my dry brush. I'll go back up into the green. Just pick it up into the green. Okay. Now let's make that bow that pretty red that I found by accident. Careful, careful not to touch that blue, because you know what'll happen if I touch that blue. We're going to end up with a purple bow, which would be fine. Briar would be happy. That's her fave, is purple. Ooh, speaking of things like that, my wrapping is, I've got to start my wrapping. The reason I got to start my wrapping is I've got to know what I need to go get. Like I told, Briar and I are going shopping Saturday, and I need to know what to get. All right, there's that bow. And let's make let's make it yellow. We'll make it bright yellow. I'm liking this one. And then I think I'm gonna make, around it, I think I'm gonna make it green. Let's just make it the green. Let's just do it the green. It's not that much. And it will kind of bring the whole thing. This might be my fave. If you have a favorite, let me know. Let me know in the comments which one's your favorite. The blue stocking, the green stocking, or the red stocking. All right, on the green stocking, which I know what my grandkids are going to say. They're going to say that's a Grinch stocking. I'm going to find my Sharpie. And this is how I'm going to, y'all know what my style is. I'm going to scratch right down the side. I'm going to outline this in just like a scratchy technique. I'm just going to go over my draw lines. Is what I'm going to do. Now, I did I will admit, have Grinch in mind when I was doing this one. That's one reason I did the star kind of funny, put it on the top instead of being on the back. I just kind of, I think the toe of it made me think Grinch. But when you do this, if you make any drawing mistakes, I sketch, I don't draw. So this it kind of takes away some of my mistakes, I guess you'd say, because it's not a smooth draw at all. And if I've got a place that I want to make darker so you can feel more like I want this to feel more like holly, so I'm sharpening the edges of the drawing. I'm bringing them on out and kind of sharpening the ends, like the little, you know how they have those little sharp ends that hurt. And then I'm going to bring that in there, and I'm going to kind of completely cover that. And also the little handle. I don't know why it has a handle, but it does. Oh, and let me do one of my little squigglies out here. I'm treading on. There we go. There we go. This one's probably dry enough. I'll avoid anything I need to avoid. This is very therapeutic. I'm not even completely doing these. At my house, we don't have stockings. We have little tubs that look like Santa's pants. They have Santa's belt on them. And I put the names of the kids on them. It changes from time to time. I've had big stockings. I've had little stockings. It kind of changes from time to time what my stockings are. We don't have a quote, everybody has a traditional stocking. Because some years I have things for the stocking and some years I don't. This year I don't have very much. I'll tell you, instead of trying to get that to dry, I'm just going to go to another one. Makes it quicker. Uh-oh, I got white. I got yellow off of my star. And I'm going to ignore it. The star it's a shooting star, y'all. And if anybody asks, that's what I'm going to tell them. It's a shooting star, and I'm even going to put a little dee there for it to be a shooting star. It's swinging. It's a swinging star. Growing up, we went to my grandmother's for Christmas Eve. Oh, and I love going. I had all of my first cousins. We had Don and Howard, me. I'm going to go down the line. Don was the oldest, Howard, me. Then you had Wendy and Scott. Oh, no. After me, you had Susan. And then you had Wendy, Scott, and Kim, Robin, and then Kim. I'm trying to think of them in order. But, oh, we had the best time. It was so fun. My grandmother, she gave each of us $2. Sometimes we'd get 3, but most of the time it was 2. And she loved Christmas because she knew she's going to get money. And the minute she'd get that money would go down into her bra. She called it her egg money. She used to have chickens, and so she had egg money. But we always had so much fun. There was so much food. All the aunts were such good cooks. And, you know, Grandma's house was small, and no one really had a whole lot. And it was just, somebody said, do you remember it different than the way it really was? And I said, well, does it really matter? I asked Wendy one time, I said, Wendy, do you remember it the way I remember it? She said, well, I really do. I said, okay, then we're good. The boys and girls would go out and play. When Bucky came to his first gathering, the men eat first. The women fix the plates, fix the table. The men go sit down at the table and they eat. And then when they finish, the ladies clean up their plates, and we sat down, or they sat down. At that time, I was a woman, so I got to do it. And then we would eat. And he's like, when do the kids eat? And the kids ate when they came in from playing. Sometimes they'd come in first, sometimes they wouldn't. But it was a fun time, fun memories. Okay, there we go. So, all I have left to do is I'm going to sign them. Always sign your work. Always sign your work. I think I'm just going to put BB. And I'm going to put... let's see, am I going to put 2023 or just, I think I probably will put 2023. I wonder when we'll quit doing the 2023. And this one I'm going to go down the side. Always sign your work. And then this, woo, that yellow star and I are, I think on this one I'll do it down the side too. There we go. And on the inside of this one, I'm going to write and I'm going to put a little right here under the S. I'm going to put a line and I'm going to draw a little star. And I'm going to open my paints back up. I'm going to go into that light green. I'm just going to under here, and then I'm going to bring it out. And same thing with Christmas. I'm just going to soften it up and go back in with the yellow. Go into the star. There we go. All right. Next thing to do is I'm going to make a little hole right here. Now my baker's twine is in the house. So I'm going to do baker's twine on these. And I will take the camera in with me and I will show you the finished product. Okay, guys, I got the twine on them. I put them on my tree to show you how they're going to look like. And you could even use them for a tag. They look pretty cool on the tree. All right, guys. Till our next adventure.